Sales is broken, and it's only getting worse. Look, buyers want nothing to do with salespeople anymore. We're not making quota. Senior sales executives, their tenure's getting shorter and shorter and shorter. We're spending millions on tech stacks and not getting the results. Something is wrong. I remember when it hit me. I remember it clear as day. I was at a client site working with a salesperson doing deal reviews, and every deal sounded exactly the same. There was nothing unique about it. There were no unique identifiers. It was all the same. And that's when I realized, boom, salespeople are no longer helping. They don't know what's going on. They're spending no time trying to understand the buyer. It's all their agenda. Sell, sell, sell. And there is no help. And that's when I realized things need to change. We're here to help buyers, and salespeople don't know how to do that.
Gap selling was built on the psychology of change and change management, not transaction management. What psychology tells us is that if there is no problem, there's no reason to change. And without a reason to change, no sale will be made. Gap selling is changing the way the world sells by transforming selling organizations into helping organizations. When the buyer feels that the seller has their best interest in mind, everything changes. The buyer actually enjoys the experience while having their problems addressed, while the seller enjoys increased win rates, increased deal size, and shorter sales cycles as a happy byproduct of helping the buyer.
Gap selling was built by sellers for sellers. Instead of one-way lectures and rote memorization, gap selling was built on the foundation of how individuals learn. And that's through an engaging environment where we foster participation and engagement through active role plays, active coaching, live call coaching, customized scenarios, and feedback so you can see immediate behavior changes.
As a SaaS scale-up CRO, I can tell you that gap selling is really the only training and methodology that has kept my sales professionals continually engaged, but also consistently performing across the entire life cycle, right from a lead all the way through the customer life cycle.
At ASG Gap Selling, we are decidedly different. We are designed for the way buyers buy today. We don't use checklists. We don't use old, outdated methods from the 1960s. All of our methodologies and our strategies are proven. They are not on trial, and they've been tested over time.
We brought in Keenan for the 3 days of training, and it was the best decision that we've made for the sales team.
The way that gap selling is different than anything else we've ever experienced is they didn't just try to sell us. They tried to understand who we were, what did we need, what were we really trying to accomplish, what were our problems.
It was a masterclass in ownership of training, and that typically doesn't happen. And it was the first time where I felt like it resonated with me, and I felt like it truly resonated with everybody else in the room.
We are on a mission to change the way the world sells. Look, we believe that the fastest way to quota isn't through selling, but through helping. Some say we're over the top about gap selling, and we are, because we've recognized that traditional approaches to selling just don't work, and we want to fix that. We're not your typical blue blazer, khaki pants trainers, and if that's what you want, we're not your peeps. But if you believe that sales is fundamentally changed and is no longer working, then you're our kind of peeps, and let's try to change the way the world sells together.